Hello everyone, my name is Samantha Ambrose, and I wanted to base my final video project off of the well-known artist Vincent van Gogh. More specifically, I wanted to bring light to his unseen struggle in life that had led him to being recognized as the artist who cut off his own ear. Born on March 30th of 1853 in the small village of Brabant, a small town in the Netherlands, Vincent van Gogh was a Dutch artist, more specifically a post-impressionist, who later on became well known for his works such as Starry Night, Café Terrace at Night, Sunflowers, Irises, and many, many more. Post-impressionism is a movement in an art style against the naturalism of impressionism. Post-impressionists wanted to go beyond those limits. Van Gogh used strong, intense colors and expressive strokes to showcase his art style. He rejected the familiar Impressionism movement of recording nature in terms of light and color. Quote, he was not concerned with depicting the effects of light and other visual effects like those seen in Impressionism movement. They were less idyllic, end quote. Van Gogh wanted to express his meaning beyond appearance. He painted with emotion and wanted to represent himself and his feelings through his work, whereas in Impressionism, the artist only got to represent the object that they were painting. Van Gogh does this very, very well in his painting called Irises by showing how color and lines express his emotions of hope. With 5 siblings, Vincent was closest to his younger brother, Theo. Theo was the one to encourage Vincent to become an artist. He even helped when Vincent came across financial struggles. Theo welcomed him to the idea of becoming an artist, which led Vincent to moving to Paris to live with Theo. He stayed with him for about 2 years and then decided that his lifestyle wasn't satisfying him. He left to move to the city of ARTH, a city south of France, and this is where Van Gogh dreamed of having an artist community at his yellow house in that city. He was able to get Paul Gogh, a fellow post-impressionist, to join him at his home in ARTH. While at his home in ARTH, Van Gogh took a focus on painting sunflowers. Vincent van Gogh liked things that were rough and unrefined, which is why he chose to focus on sunflowers, unlike his other fellow painters. He first started to paint sunflower paintings to experiment with the color. He also painted them because he knew that they would represent him as a person. He wanted to show that to the world. He wanted to be the artist known for sunflowers. These sunflowers were painted in admirance for Paul Gogh, his roommate. Quote, Vincent knew that his sunflower paintings were special, as did other people. After he died, friends brought sunflowers with them to his funeral. End quote. After painting the sunflowers in Gauguin's room, they soon became one of his favorite things to paint. The paintings of these flowers also reflect Van Gogh's liking of the sun, even though he suffered from fevers from it being so hot outside, which affected his mental health issues. After only 2 months of Gogh being there, the two unfortunately had too many up and downs that led to a commotion on Christmas Eve of 1888. Gogh told Van Gogh that he would be moving out. Van Gogh became angered and threw a glass of absinthe at Gauguin's face. After that, Van Gogh was brought home, yet left again to follow Gauguin with an open razor. For some reason, he then changed his mind and went home, where he proceeded to cut his own ear off. He showed it to one of his companions, who let authorities aware, and then he was found unconscious at his home and was later hospitalized. After his fight with Gogh in ARTH, he cut off his ear and was admitted to the hospital where Felix Ray, a young physician, diagnosed him with epilepsy. Within 2 weeks, he was doing better, but wasn't specifically told to stay away from the absinthe, and suffered from 2 other psychotic episodes. Shortly after, he admitted himself into an asylum for just under a year. After that, he moved to ARTH to be with his brother, and unfortunately shot and killed himself in a wheat field 2 months later. Van Gogh's work didn't get to be admired within his lifetime, but it is now well known and admired worldwide. His story is filled with emotions from family love to struggle to excitement, then leading to the final years of his life where his mental health caused him to be angry and confused. Unfortunately, Van Gogh never got to experience the love this world has for his artworks, but his pieces live on to give a glance at the artist he was.